Hi guys, welcome to the Winter Sun Cowl. You've got Sammy here from Hook, Line and Stitches. I am so excited to be making my design debut and sharing it all with you as we create this beautiful crochet along blanket. It's called Winter Sun. It's inspired by winter, living in a subtropical climate. I was spending the day in the middle of winter on a beautiful beach on an island, and I wanted to try and create something to capture that. Now, we're going to be learning a couple of new stitches each week, but if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to comment and let me know. As I've said in previous releases, this is a stash busting cowl. So you can use any weight yarn with the corresponding hook size, any amount of colors that you like. I want to see you creatively go wild with this one. And I'll stop talking now and get started on showing you the stitches for the start of part 1 of our Winter Sun crochet along. Starting out, we've got two options. We can start with a magic ring, or we can chain 4, 3, 4, slip stitch to the first to form a ring, and then work our stitches. So we're going to chain 2, which we're not going to count as a stitch, and then we're going to work 16 double crochet into that ring. 1, 2, 3, and so on until we have 16 double crochet. We're going to join them with a slip stitch, and I will meet you back here for row 2. So at the end of this round, ignoring your chain 2 and slip stitching to the first double crochet, you'll have 16 double crochet for round 1. Okay, 16 double crochet for the first round is complete. Now I've finished off and changed to a different color because this crochet along project has been designed as a scrap buster. There's no hard and fast rule for when you're changing colors. So unless I specify it, you can join in where you finish or in a different spot. Some of the rounds it'll matter, and some of them it won't. If it does matter, I'll make sure to specify for you. So I've joined with a slip stitch and then done a chain of 1. That chain of 1 doesn't count as a stitch. I'm going to work a half double crochet into the same stitch and then a second. So 2 half double crochet. We're going to go around and pop 2 half double crochet into each stitch. So at the end of this round, you'll have 32 half double crochet. To finish out the round, we're going to be doing a reverse join. So I'll meet you back here to quickly show you that. It's very simple. It just makes the next round flow a little bit easier. 32 half double crochet. I'll meet you back here to show you how to join. Okay, I finished my 32nd stitch. Now I'm going to show you the reverse join. So I'm just going to pull up a loop, turn my work over, it makes it a little bit easier. I'm going to go into the top of the first stitch we did in that round. I'm going to grab that loop we pulled up from the last one, and I'm going to pull that through. So it's still just a slip stitch, just sits nice and flat. And for the next round, we're going to be working in that third loop on the back of our half double crochet. See if I can, the third loop there. So there's our top 2 we'd normally work in, there's the third one on the back. Joining with a reverse join like that means that we can see them all clearly. So we're going to be working in like that. I'm going to change colour and I'm going to meet you back here for round 3. Okay, so round 3, as I said, we're working in the third loop of our half double crochet. So there's the top, front and back loop. When you look over the back, you can see that third loop, and that's where we're working. So I'm just going to join in there with a single crochet. Oh, if I can avoid that glare. There we go. Cooperate. Okay, so a single crochet in the first, and then 2 single crochet in the next, working in that third loop behind our half double crochet. So you can see the top's going to sit in front and make a nice little chain on the front of our work. So a single crochet and then 2 single crochet into the next. So at the end of this round we're going to have 48 single crochet. We're going to join with a slip stitch, and I will meet you back here for round 4 when you finish those single crochet. See you soon. Okay, so you can see working in that back loop has given a nice ring of texture there. Now I'm going to be continuing with the same colour for the 4th round, doing a chain of 1 which doesn't count as a stitch, and then working a single crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. Now you'll notice it's a bit curvy. We've worked a lot of stitches into a small amount of rows. It will flatten out, so don't stress. It will probably get a little curlier with this row, but it will all straighten out. So I've done 3 single crochet. Now I'm going to work a long single crochet in between the half double crochet clusters of round 2. So in between, pulling up a loop. We don't want that pulled tightly because that will distort our work. And I'm not skipping the stitch behind. So from there I'm working another 3 single crochet, taking care not to skip the stitch behind that long single crochet. Working my 3 single crochet and then a long single crochet between the half double crochet cluster. It's only a set of 2, but we'll call it that, from round 2. Then 3 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, and another long single crochet between the group of 2. Half double crochet from round 2. Remembering not to pull those long single crochet too tightly and not to skip the stitch behind. And then on to our next 3. So follow that repeat all the way around. I'm going to change colours at the end. Standard slip stitch join for this one, and I'll see you back here for round 5. Hey, we finished round 4. As I said, it's a little curly because we have crammed a lot of stitches in over a very short amount of rows. At the end of round 4 you'll have 64 stitches in total, 48 single crochet and 16 long single crochet. I'm just joining in a different colour for round 5. Of course, colour changes are purely up to you. So just joining in with a slip stitch, doing a chain of 1 which doesn't count as a stitch, and then working a half double crochet into each stitch all the way around. So nice and easy for this round, just a half double crochet into each stitch. We will be using the reverse join again as we did on round 2, and that's because we're going to be working in that third loop again for round 6. So I'll let you guys work that round of half double crochet. There'll be 64 half double crochet for round 5, and I'll see you back here for round 6. Okay, you can see after that row of half double crochet we're starting to flatten out. We're still a little bit curly, but I assure you as we continue working this pattern out, that will all straighten out. Now I've changed colour again, and as I mentioned we did the reverse join. to finish off because we're going to be working in that third loop. So there's the front and back loop. We'd normally go through here. We're looking behind our work at that third loop. And I'm just joining in the slip stitch, chain 1, which doesn't count as a stitch, and popping a single crochet into the same stitch. Then I'm going to be working a single crochet, and get that tail out of the way, into the third loop of each half double crochet from the previous row. Joining with a slip stitch once we reach the end. So popping 1 into each stitch, we'll once again have 64 stitches at the end of this row, and I'll meet you back here for round 7. Each round we get a little flatter. Now, round 7, we're going to chain 1 and then work a back loop only, half double crochet into each stitch from the previous round. So if you're not familiar with back loop only, I'll get close and stop the glare. So you've got your 2 loops, your front and your back. Normally you're going through both of them. Back loop only, we go through the back loop of the stitch only, so that the front is sitting across our work, adding some extra texture, and half double crochet in the back loop only of each stitch around. So at the end of this round you'll have 64 half double crochet. You can finish with a standard slip stitch join or with the reverse join, whichever you prefer. I quite like the reverse join. I think the half double crochet sit a little flatter, but that's up to you. We're almost finished part 1 of our winter sun cowl, and I will see you back here for round 8. We finished round 7. We're getting nice and flat now. Round 8, just going to do a chain of 1, which won't count as a stitch, and then I'm going to single crochet into the next 4 stitches. Now, 4 stitches, 4 single crochet stitches, takes me to 1 stitch off the middle between the long single crochet from round 4. So from there I'm going to yarn over 3 times to work a double treble around the long single crochet from round 4 to the right of where I am at the moment. Going down across my work, yarning over, pulling through 2, yarning over, pulling through 2, yarn over through 2, yarn over through the last 2. Okay, now I'm not going to skip the stitch behind. I'm going to pop a single crochet in there, and then I'm going to work another double treble into the long, around the long single crochet to the left of where I am. We're going down. See, I kind of turn onto the side. It helps me maintain tension and make sure that I'm not pulling the stitch too tight, which would cause our project to buckle. You can see those 2 are coming up to form a point. From there, I don't skip a stitch. I work 4 single crochet again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I work a double treble around the long single crochet from round 4 that is to the right of my current stitch. So we have already worked around that one. We're working around it again. Coming back and working a single crochet into the next stitch the current round. Yarning over 3 times to work a double treble around the long single crochet from round 4, that is to the left of where I am currently. So we're sort of working some sun rays. It is called Winter Sun, and from there we repeat again. So we're going to follow that repetition all the way back to the beginning, finishing off with a slip stitch into our first single crochet. I'll meet you back here for round 9. My apologies, lovely people. I misspoke when I was explaining that round. When you are working that single crochet between your 2 double trebles, you're actually doing your single crochet into the same stitch as the last single crochet that you did. So you'll work 4, do a double treble, put a second single crochet into the 4th spot, then work your second double treble and move on to the next stitch to work your next 4. You can see the beautiful texture and the little sun rays coming out, and we're ready to move on to round 9. Now we were starting to flatten out, and then we did those front post double trebles, which have made us a little curly again. So round 9 and 10 are both the same, and they will help flatten out and other final 2 rounds for part 1 of the Winter Sun cowl. So we'll be all nice and flat and ready for part 2 next week. So I've joined in my other colour, done a chain of 1 which doesn't count as a stitch, and I'm simply going to work a half double crochet in each stitch all the way around. So I'm going to do that, as I said, for round 9 and 10. I'll leave you guys to work those 2 rounds. You may join with a standard slip stitch or with the reverse join, whichever you prefer. Thank you so much for tuning in. I cannot wait to see the start of your beautiful Winter Sun blankets, and I can't wait to see you all next week. Until then, have a fantastic day and happy hooking.